I asked you guys to submit your dash cam crashes, clips, near misses, all that to me so that I can have a look at them and review them. And you guys sure did deliver. Because as the undisputed GOAT of driving, it's only fair that I have a look and give the final call in all these clips. There's a lot of close near misses. You guys, again, submitted an incredible assortment of clips. So today I'm going to be looking at them, reviewing them, etc. Not to hype myself up too much, but you're an insurance adjuster. There could be some corruption, all right? They could be in it for the money. So they're not always going to say who's actually right. But me, I'm corruption free, okay? I'm just here to give my honest 2 cents. And by my 2 cents, I mean the objective truth on these clips. So without further ado, let's get into them. If you want to submit your own clips for the next review, because I'm going to be dropping one of these in a few days, you can do so with the first link in the description. All right, let's get into it. Our first clip here is brought to you by Leica. Okay, coming in through an intersection and bang. Okay. So honestly, there's not much to say here. Obviously, the cam car, that being Leica, is completely in the right here. It's the Infiniti that is in the wrong. I mean, no, there's no doubt about it. This lane is clearly going not this way. Like, it's just a straight lane cut. The only thing I will say is if you're the cam car in this situation, you can start to see the Infiniti. Again, with all these clips, it's going to be way easier for me to sit back with hindsight, look at these clips from my comfy chair versus you guys who are actually in the situation. However, I mean, you can start to see the Infiniti, and considering it's a white SUV, you can profile that they're not going to be the smartest driver. That's not nice of me, but as you can see, it is kind of clear that they're starting to creep. So this is kind of the importance of just always looking ahead, seeing unpredictable things. You can kind of see in this frame here, approaching, why is this Infiniti SUV stopped, right? Again, it's very hard to microanalyze in the moment, but you can practice this and get good at it. Why is this Infiniti SUV stopped? Why are they starting to tilt like this? Why are they letting off the brakes as soon as this Mazda clears a gap? And the answer is obvious when looking at it from this perspective, but you need to start doing this in person analyzing why is this happening. And this probably could have prevented the crash. And the other thing I'll say is it's hard to really brake in time for this because it's so close at this point and you're going about 20 miles per hour. So maybe almost 40 kilometers per hour, about 35 kilometers per hour. So it's hard to just be like, okay, I'm going to go from 35 to a complete stop in a matter of like this much distance. But you could, in an ideal world, have seen this coming way ahead if you're really looking. And this is just the importance of looking way ahead, analyzing what people are going to do, and that could have prevented this crash. That's all for this clip. Now we have another clip from the same person, Leica. We're going to have a look here. Say right turn lane. Ford Taurus cuts in and brake. It looks like a pretty solid brake check. When do they start honking? That's important. So they lay on the horn about this moment here. And my guess would be, because it's green, this is kind of confusing. Okay, so this is green turning here. I see. Okay. As soon as they lay on the horn, I think this is just like an angry brake check from the Ford. It's not them like panicking or anything. It looks like a pretty intentional brake check. So what could have been done differently here? Again, is there any doubt that the cam car is not at fault? No, there should not be. Please turn in your license if you think so. But we can have a look at what the cam car could have improved on. Again, with predicting, although this is a lot closer than the Infiniti clip from last time, you can start to see the Ford kind of move over into this lane. And that's why you need to get really good at reading what's called cars body language. I'm not schizophrenic. I swear this is a real thing. You can kind of see the Ford Taurus start to lean into this lane. It's like when a girl, not that I have experience with this, but it's like when a girl kind of leans into you a bit, you kind of know like, okay, she might be feeling me. This car might be feeling this lane. I need to stop YouTube. This is the worst analogy ever, but I hope you get what I mean. And then it's a pretty obnoxious cutoff here. And then bam, hard brake check and a crash. Now, thankfully, Leica did share that I'm going to assume you're a he. I'm really sorry if you're a girl. Leica is not at fault here, but there is something that could have been done a bit more than the Infiniti clip. As you can see, when the Ford Taurus cuts you off, you do lay on the horn for probably a couple seconds, which is a bit OD, right? If this is an accident, which I'm assuming it is, I don't think this is on purpose, not an insurance scam from what it looks like. A quick honk would have sufficed, and that would have even maybe got them to move back over, right? But you kind of lay on the horn. I think in this anger and panic, you have to understand human nature. When you're laying on the horn, in the panic, in the anger, if someone's kind of just having a bad day, they may pull something like this. It's not your fault, but you can prevent it. And also, you should just come to a complete stop at this point. Don't try and barrel through. Not saying you're doing that fully, but you are a little bit kind of creeping through. You should come to a full stop when something like this is happening, and you should not be getting to the point where you're within like like a foot of each other, because then any amount of brakes, like you see here, can cause a rear end. Not your fault at all. Good thing you had a dash cam for this, because if you didn't have a dash cam, I don't know what you would have done. But definitely next time, just less horn, way more brakes, just come to a complete stop and let it go. It's not the end of the world. Overall, not bad driving here by the cam car, and just very terrible driving from this Ford. Our next clip here is from Nova. Let's have a look. Just right off the bat, when you have fast-moving traffic in 2 lanes and slow-moving traffic in 1 lane, you have to be so vigilant. Like, this is just, especially if you're in this lane where the cam car is, so vigilant. This is a genuine recipe for disaster when you have within, like, under a foot of each other sometimes, a lane at a complete stop versus a lane going, how fast are we going here? It doesn't say, but a lane going pretty fast, especially on a highway. So just always be hyper-vigilant, whether you're someone in this lane or in this lane. Oh, wow. Okay. Doesn't look like there's a crash. But what it looks like, okay, let's the analysis here, is it looks like this Beamer, looks like we have this car ahead of the Beamer here, the Beamer SUV, trying to get into this lane. BMW makes a break for it because they're going too slow, and then cuts this Ford C-Max right here. And then the Beamer goes back in. Yeah, so it looks like they're trying to pass this car who was merging. Okay, a lot to say here. Who's at fault here? If there was to be an accident, 100% the BMW SUV. I think this is a BMW SUV. I can't really fully tell, but I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it looks like an X1 or X3. I don't know. BMW's been weird with the designs. That's not the point. Like I said, before you even watch this clip, is if you're coming from a slow speed, like even the second lane is, you have to be incredibly careful, and it might not even be worth the merge sometimes when you're going into a faster lane. Like, it almost would have been better for this Beamer SUV to just wait, unless they're like super sure that this left lane is clear. They should have just waited, honestly, for this car ahead of them to merge, because you can see they're clearly trying to merge, instead of doing this insane cutoff. Like, this looks like so close. Like, it's actually incredibly fortunate here that crash didn't happen. So yeah, the Beamer SUV should have just waited, or just obviously shoulder checks better. But there's something every other car in this situation, except for the cam car, could have done better too. Again, like I said at the start of the video, if you are this Ford C-Max here, yes, you have a abundantly clear right away. Like, nobody is debating that at all. You're passing people in this lane. You're doing everything right as a Ford C-Max. But the most common theme you'll see in this videos is there always something you can do differently. And I wouldn't necessarily say differently. I would just say, like, definitely next time, like I said at the start of the video, be hyper vigilant when you are going fast in 1 lane and the lane right beside you is going a lot slower. Like, that is one of the most dangerous situations you can be in. So as this Ford C-Max, I would just, like, amp up the OCD, like, being careful about cars in these 2 lanes, and just always be expecting some BS like the BMW to pull out. Now that we have a good view of the gray SUV, make your merge, okay? The person that submitted this clip said the gray SUV should have, merged earlier, which is true to an extent. However, they are legally allowed to get in this lane. Like, it's not like it's a solid white here, so they are technically doing nothing wrong. Just make your merge. Like, you don't want to be stalling the middle lane of traffic for too long on a highway. That's just dangerous. This person is legitimately sitting there forever to make their lane change. Look at how many seconds they take, and it's like the van is letting them in. Like, the van has been keeping a clear space the whole clip. So this is kind of incredible that this gray SUV is just sitting here super hesitant to make the lane change. And that's why it's kind of dangerous to be way too scared and hesitant. Sometimes you have to do the most predictable thing when you're driving and just make the moves that you're supposed to make, okay? And if you're like this gray SUV who's just taking forever to make a simple low-speed lane change, especially on a highway where it can be dangerous to go slow, that is a serious issue, and it tells me a lot about your confidence on the road. And the last thing I'll say is that if you're someone in this right lane, always be like the white van and create space to let people in. Never be that guy that tries to play defense. Like, oh, you could have merged earlier. That is so immature, and it can actually cause accidents. So just always be as cooperative and predictable as possible. And if you're this BMW SUV, it goes without saying, shoulder check, okay? Shoulder check. Thank you. Next clip. Our next clip is brought to you by Key, aka Jimothy's #1 disciple. This is his words, not mine, although I'm very flattered. Let's have a look. Right off the bat, Roundabouts, another super underrated? That's not the right word. A super overlooked place for crashes. So just be incredibly careful in Roundabouts right off the bat. Looks like he yields a bit. He waits.
12-hour trip, like, no, you didn't need to work with that.
Okay. So I just watched the rest of the clip. He basically goes on a bit of a monologue about what happened and, his behaviors and stuff, which was actually a pretty justified rant. So I'm just letting you know. I heard you there, all right? I'm with you on that. But the main part of the clip here is this kind of first 4 seconds when this truck, I guess, presumably doesn't yield for him, even though he, being in the roundabout, has right of way, and just kind of sends it.
Like, no, you didn't need to work with that.
So I think in principle, Key being the cam driver is correct in the sense that this truck just clearly didn't give a crap and just kind of blew it. It's pretty obvious. However, I will say when you honked right around here, there is a fair bit of clearance. That's all I'll say. And again, it's hard to really, fully make accurate judgments just from watching a video, but you're not going too fast, which good for you. There is a fair deal of clearance here. Like, it is very probable. I think it's most probable that the truck just didn't even check, which is incredibly dangerous and does make a quick honk like you did justified. But there's also a chance at the same time that the truck driver did kind of look ahead when they're coming down here and see, like, okay, I clearly have not quite enough space, but enough space where it won't, where the cam driver won't have to slam on the brakes. And they just said, okay, I got to go for it. It also doesn't really look like you had to brake at all. Maybe a little bit, actually, a bit of braking. Yeah. So overall, I mean, if the truck driver is mature, they probably just took it as a lesson, be like, okay, I'll be more careful at these roundabouts next time, whether or not they saw you or not, right? Because I can't really tell if the truck driver really just was oblivious to you or they checked and thought they had enough space. But at the same time, this doesn't seem like too close of a call just because this does look like a fair amount of clearance. Yeah, not too much of a near miss for me, and I won't quite say the truck driver is fully justified. Like, this isn't enough room to where it's fully safe, but this isn't the end of the world. The only thing you could do differently is just, as a cam driver, be extremely vigilant in roundabouts because people are just so dumb in these things for some reason. And then if you're the truck driver, just better safe than sorry, okay? Sometimes you just really think you have enough time and space as the person entering the roundabout, and you don't know how fast the person in the roundabout is going. So err on the safe side. And other than that, yeah, pretty harmless interaction here. And yeah, not much to say. Advance right. Holy crap. Okay. Wow. Let's run that back if you missed it. This is insane. And then he just blows the intersection. So, watching this back, as the cam car, there's pretty much nothing you could have done. You have an advanced green quite clearly. The only thing I will say, and this is such a general lesson that will probably save your life at one point, I'm not even kidding, is never take your right of way at intersections for granted. Legally, you have it. Legally, you're chilling. But there's a common phrase that goes, what good is right of way when you're dead? And it sounds like a super lame, like, mom quote, like, some crap that your, like, aunt reposts on Facebook and like, tags all her nephews and stuff. But, like, this is legitimately a great quote because if you had literally been, like, half a second later, that would have been a hard T-bone based on how fast this car was coming. So never, ever, ever take your right of way for granted. Yes, you have it legally, but again, crashes aren't fun. It's not easy. You don't just crash and be like, you were wrong. Now I'm going to buy a new car with your insurance money. Like, there can often be injuries. It's super inconvenient, stuff like that. So just understand that your right of way, this green arrow, is nothing more than legal defense. That's all it is. There's nothing more than legal defense. You have to understand people are distracted. People are sometimes impaired on the road. People are stupid. This is nothing more. This green light here is nothing more than legal defense. Yeah, nothing you could have changed here, really, though. Like, there's literally nothing. This is just straight up luck, I'm going to be honest, that you made it through. Count your blessings, I guess. I'm going to be nitpicky. You guys can get mad at me for this. You could have done something different. You went into this lane. You should have. Dude, I actually have no friend. Okay. You're supposed to merge it. You're supposed to, turn into this lane and then merge into this lane after, but critical driving error. You just went straight into this lane. This is why I struggle to make friends. If you guys enjoyed this episode, let me know. I'm trying to do a lot more of these because it involves the community. It's real life, good, practical advice that can help you guys. And yeah, I love making them. The other thing I'll say is if you submitted your clips already at the time this goes live, don't worry, I saw them. There's a ton of good clips I didn't include yet, but will be in the next episode, dropping in probably 2 to 4 days after this one. So be on the lookout for that. See you guys in the next one.